It's all good. It's all good. But it's really cool that this, like, I didn't really know that this was an option. And it's something that
we should do this all the time.
Yeah, or as often as we can.
Yeah, especially in Battle of the Americas or
oh yeah,
something like that. You know, because it's all about battling from your portion of the Americas.
Yeah, and because Battle of the Americas as well as Sentimental Latino are like there's a limited amount of countries, so it wouldn't be that hard to just get them all.
Yeah, you just put all the countries that are able to play in, and you got yourself a ball game with flags. Even though we can't get flags here, it's all good. Spawning in the top right-hand corner, he is playing for Black Knight Gaming. He is a Brazilian, and he goes by the name. It's kind of difficult to remember. It's TerraN.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Pillars of Gold LE, we have the Mexican TerraN player representing Alpha X. It is Sinner.
I have no idea how this is going to go.
Yep.
I mean, I guess TerraN favored to win just like an overall skill level, I guess, but in a TvT, we've seen these go, I don't know. We've seen these go long, we've seen them go short. It could be a super long macro game, which is what I kind of expect out of game one.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but this map seems good for a long macro map.
Yeah, I mean, it does feel like a very long map in general, so we could see like long siege lines. And I agree, like in general, I think I would say that TerraN is the better player, but when it comes to this matchup, we were talking about it, I don't know what they look like in a TvT. Again, like this could be Sinner's matchup, it could be TerraN's.
It could be Sinner's best matchup yet. His favorite matchup. I hope it is, because I'd like to see a Mexican in the finals.
yeah, and again, like a TvT can be really is a bit of an oddity in the mirror matchups, because we can just end up in a situation where it doesn't matter if you have higher supply. Like what matters is like your siege tank lines, right? And like you could have a lower supply, but like depending on who sieges up first, who gets the first like tank volley off, then that can be what matters. And
who decides to unsiege and go for a doom drop or hold a position. Yeah, like I feel like we don't see so many TvTs that I remember specifically. We were watching a TvT, I don't remember who it was, but it all came down to that one move out where he unsieged everything.
Yeah.
I think it was on this map or something like that, but yeah, in a split second, the game can just completely change.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh god,
he's delaying the CC so heavily.
Wow. Yeah, with the SCV and the Reaper, is he gonna try and kill it? I feel like he should go in for a scout or something.
Yeah, he definitely could, but the Reaper for TerraN has returned. Either way, this is a lot of damage from Sinner.
Oh, is he gonna get the Reaper? No, he's gonna get out of there though, and he saves the Reaper. What a man! What a guy! And he even has reinforcements behind this.
Oh my god!
Oh, this might be game ending.
Yeah,
he getting delayed again.
Yeah,
he's delayed. Oh my god! At this point, just cancel it and go for an all-in. He has a wall down. Oh!
And he didn't delay it. The SCV's still alive.
Oh, he didn't. The SCV's still alive. I don't think he noticed.
No.
He's not gonna notice.
Okay.
Now he'll notice. Oh, but it's finished.
Yeah. Oh my god, the Hellions so low as well. Okay, it's gonna get repaired, so that will help out. But more Hellions are here. I'm getting the wall.
He got one.
Yeah.
Can't believe he didn't delay that. That would have been a game changer.
Yeah, definitely. I think either way, already Sinner has done a lot of damage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
This is looking good here for Sinner already. Our guys got to be careful. Kind of knocking the army into him, but he might be able to win this fight. Oh, he does. He actually gets maximum damage, even going back for the Hellion with one hit left on it. Now there's just 4 Marines here, and even a Cyclone and a Viking all coming out for TerraN. And Sinner's, she doesn't have more workers or anything, but he secured his base a little bit quicker, I believe, and is mining now.
Yeah.
He's got a Raven and a tank on the way, and if he continues to make tanks, he's got the upper hand in the tank production.
Yeah, definitely. Especially since TerraN is forced to make a Cyclone, which is pretty defensive, if you ask me. Like, he's playing this very safe, and I don't blame him, because he doesn't really have too much going for him. He just has pure Marines.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was actually really well done by Sinner. Obviously, that natural for TerraN could have been delayed even further, and that would have completely changed everything, and he would be even further ahead. But yeah, he just like missed micro there a little bit, and the SV did just stay alive. So yeah, in the end, Sinner is ahead, but TerraN isn't too far behind.
Yeah, I feel like they're pretty much even because, like we said in the TvT, when they actually get into an engagement, who knows how it's going to go. But as of now, Sinner's in the lead. But I'd say just barely because he only has one tank more. I think he's getting a second Raven, and he already has one out, so that's pretty good. Have a couple Ravens out on the map. He can start to poke and harass and even get some vision.
Yeah, and we can see again, like TerraN, he's being super defensive. Like he invested in a Viking and a Cyclone, and they're both here on either sides of each of the bases, like trying to stop like a Raven or a Banshee or something from coming in. So again, he's investing a lot more in defense, which is better for Sinner.
And more tanks coming out from TerraN and Sinner both. So we are gonna get, I think, into that mid game / late game. We're gonna get some tank Raven battles going on.
Yeah, we'll see who goes for the push first. They're both getting a third CC in their main bases, so they're both looking to expand and go for this economic style. But yeah, 3 Ravens with Sinner. This is interesting to say the least.
I mean, I guess if they have a lot of energy, they can be used in many ways. You can throw down some turrets to actually take up the shots from the tank, like to take the first volley. You can, he's catching his move out with the Marine, so he's going to be able to get in a position to defend here. But he can also interference matrix. He can Dorito cannon.
Yeah. As soon
I think he's going to interference matrix all the tanks though, if he can get in range.
Yeah, there's 2 ways to go about it. You either interference matrix them, or you just throw down missile turrets to tank shots. So we'll see. I mean, there are a lot of Vikings. That's the problem, right? And the Vikings are going to be key trying to snipe those Ravens.
He might have to interference matrix the Vikings.
And yeah, right now both players, or at least Sinner, he's trying to find an angle, trying to find a way in. He did scan, he did see everything that there was for TerraN. So yeah, he's just trying to find something with this army.
I think Sinner's gonna try and just get more Vikings out and then interference matrix some, but I don't know if that's gonna work.
Oh, okay, the Vikings, they did move out of position, but yeah, again, Sinner, he's having a hard time. As all this is happening though, he is containing his opponent to 2 bases. He did expand, his third is already on location. TerraN still stuck on 2 bases.
Yeah, TerraN has more SCVs though, which doesn't help when you don't have more bases, and he's pretty much just trying to secure him a base, but he's scared to move out, it seems like.
Yeah, so really, like, Sinner, he's dealing damage, but like indirectly, right? Like he's just forcing TerraN to play more safe, and that lets him be more greedy on the other side of the map.
Also, if TerraN's not going for he gets one of the Ravens. Interference matrix is the other one. One auto turret goes down, instantly gets killed, and now TerraN does break the positioning for a second, not quite fully yet.
Yeah.
But there it is. I was gonna say he doesn't even have a third base up yet, so he did build a third base in the main. He's gonna float it over there to that northern center position, and the interference matrix, he's got to land him. Oh my god.
Yeah, we're in a weird situation. So Sinner, he did just snipe the Ravens of TerraN, so TerraN has no more Ravens. Sinner has 2 left. One of them got sniped earlier, and with these minimal units, Sinner is still denying this third base, but TerraN, he just floats over to the other side.
Yeah, and the whole time he was making SCVs for the most part. Ooh, wow. God. He got the Raven. That was a good catch. Yeah, I think TerraN with the air advantage here, it's usually kind of honestly how you win is get the air advantage, because then you get, especially when you go tank versus bio, tank and bio versus tank and bio, you really need to get that air vision because you can't sustain, I'm sure most of you guys know, but the tank outranges its own vision.
Yeah.
So if you can win the air army, you can gain the vision advantage and shoot further than your opponent, get the better positioning, and ultimately win as a TerraN. So I think that was good on TerraN, excuse me, to invest in a lot of Vikings early on, and now
Yeah.
Sinner doesn't have enough to defend.
Yeah, definitely. And I do think Sinner overstayed his welcome. I think he stayed on the other side of the map too long. He lost 3 Ravens. Like, that was insanely costly. He lost a lot of tanks as well, for not much. I think he should have left earlier. And now he's looking to try and deal some damage, but TerraN on top of it repositions. At the same time, TerraN, he's trying to dive in with Marines, but oof.
Wow. Both of them are just really good on the defense and offense, but no player is really able to break the other to gain any real value here. Like, we saw Sinner in the beginning aggression was pretty decent, but not game ending. And then we saw Sinner going for that push there. It did contain TerraN for a little bit, but again, nothing game ending.
Yeah. And as we can see, like, again, TerraN, he is ahead in workers. He does have that slight advantage, but at the end of the day, they're both still on 3 bases. They're both being pretty passive at home. And Sinner, he's already working on his 4th.
Their upgrades are pretty much both on point simultaneously. Sinner will be a little bit quicker with the upgrades, but one thing I think that is important to note is that they both kind of agreed that TerraN won the Viking battle and just completely stopped producing Vikings. Normally you'd see Viking production all throughout, and like, you really want to get up the high Viking count, but I think Sinner was like, I'm not going to beat his Vikings, why would I make more? And TerraN's like, okay, I already won the Viking battle, why make more?
Yeah. And I think TerraN, I don't know if he has them anymore, but he did make a couple of Liberators earlier on, but it doesn't seem like they're here with the main army.
Yeah.
And
I think he used them for harass and they went down.
Yeah. So far, we do have the Venn diagrams. We have a bunch of sensor towers both scanning each other, trying to see where they are, but TerraN...
The Venn diagram. Yeah, so just looking at the units they got here, they both have 6 medevacs. I guess that's ideal. 7 tanks here for Sinner and 9 tanks for TerraN. So we'll see who's able to win this. Both scanning. Sinner is able to siege up just in time. And the tank's even misfiring, or is he target firing down the gas? Oh, he target fired down the gas. That's about all he could reach from there. Yeah, so that's a decent amount of damage, but I don't see either player breaking a positioning here without really risking a lot.
Yeah, there's just so many tanks here for TerraN, but to be fair, the Vikings aren't here, so he is a little bit vulnerable to maybe a drop, depending on how Sinner engages this.
And he's completely moving out. What is he doing here?
I thought he was going to go for a surround, but no, he's just pushing out across the map, and he gets spotted as well by the Marines.
Oh my God, he's going to scan the army to make sure it doesn't run up, but the army should just run up. If you stem up, that's pretty much game. Oh no, there's tanks right there. I guess he has a pretty good siege position, and the Liberators joining in on this, and now it's a good defense here for Sinner, and Sinner with the Liberators going in for a push here. He's kind of losing his army. He might take out 1 tank. He's going to lose all his medevacs. He's got to get out of there with the medevacs.
Oh my God, yeah, he needs to bail on this and loses a lot. At the same time, he does hold on the other side of the map.
Yeah, and he's even securing his 4th base now, down there in the corner, making it into a planetary fortress, so it cannot be destroyed. They both go for the planetary fortress for the 4th.
Yeah, again, they both expanded. Again, TerraN a little bit ahead in workers, but not by too much, so I do think it is a little bit negligible. Sinner, he is ahead in upgrades. His 1-1 is a little bit faster than TerraN. TerraN is 1-1 a little bit slower, but again, just only by a couple of seconds.
Yeah, and these armies are going to catch each other out in the open. Who's going to siege first? Oh my God, Sinner sieged first and absolutely obliterates the army of TerraN. Now TerraN is, I think that's pretty much it here. So many takes from down there.
There's only 1 tank. I think Sinner could have just kept pushing, to be honest, but he backed off.
Which is also a safe bet. Oh my God, he has so many tanks. Everything died.
And I was just pointing out that our logo, there's blood all over the duck. That's
a good clip. That's a good thumbnail right there. It is now 14 tanks for Sinner versus 5 tanks from TerraN.
Oh God, yeah, they're just Sinner. He's just taking a better engagement, but at the same time, TerraN, he does have the higher supply. He does have a lot more medevacs. We'll see if he can just find an angle. Like again, like there are just so many ramps here. It's so difficult to push in.
TerraN pretty much has to just start dropping in every base.
I would really like
you can't win the fight in a you can't fight this in a head-on engagement. Like 7 tanks versus 14 tanks. You're never going to out-tank him, even though he is getting 2 tanks at a time. I believe he has 2 factors. You can't out-tank someone who's already like triple your tank count. Oh, yeah. He got scouted.
something that okay, there we go. So something that Sinner is definitely behind on is he only just started his 5th base. Meanwhile, the 5th has already been landed for TerraN, so he will have a bit of a better economy. Again, though, we keep talking about this. It may not matter. It's all about who sieges first, right? And Sinner, he does have a pretty high tank count. They do spot each other again.
Yeah, I feel like we've reached the point where it's getting into the mid-late. It's getting into the late game. He's even splitting his army. Even if he splits his army, he has more tank. He could have more tanks in one army than TerraN. He's going for the double prong harass. He doesn't need to attack in both these positions. He's got his tank siege first, though. He got his tank siege so early. SCVs are being pulled. All the tanks are going down, actually, just because there's so much bio here. The Vikings aren't even coming into play. He sieges on that 4th base as well. He's going to shell away at that, and now we're kind of in like a base trade scenario. But I think Sinner has a better position. Sinner can afford to lose his base here. And he's even going to save the planetary or the CC. Oh, he's going for a drop right on the tanks.
Oh, but the Vikings, they actually take out the medevac that had all the units in them, so he couldn't jump just quite in time. He loses his 3rd base. It's forced to lift up, and he's going right into the main.
Doom drop from TerraN here. GG, TerraN wins somehow. Oh my god, that's exactly what we've been talking about the entire time. You think you have it, you think you win. I've been saying it. TerraN, oh my god, that was crazy. He didn't even have that many tanks left, and somehow he just went for a big Doom drop and won. What did we just watch? That was nuts.
Wow.
What a game.
What a game.
I'm watching the stream right now. The blood's about to splatter. I love it. But yeah, that was nuts. Oh, actually, it already passed that spot. But regardless, yeah, man, that was a game for a TvT. That's about as good as it gets. It was a little long, but that's not a bad thing. I enjoy it every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
And it ended exactly how I expected. One big bloodbath, and that was it.
Yeah, it just kind of came down to, even though Sinner had a little bit more tanks and he sieged first, he didn't have enough Marines to protect his tanks, so TerraN, he just pushed on forward. He was on top of all the tanks, cleaned up Sinner's army, and yeah, in the base trade as well, TerraN, he just went straight into the main, Doom drop.
Yeah, when he dropped his Marines on those tanks, I feel like he should have dropped tanks on the tanks. I think they would have, because SCVs came in and surrounded the Marines, and then the Marines couldn't get more shots off, really. So I think if he would have dropped tanks and a couple Marines mixed in, but mostly tanks. I'm not sure how many medevacs yet. I think that would have helped. But either way, just right at the end, the positioning of TerraN, God, it must feel bad to have, like, if you hit rewind on that and see how much army he had, and he sees that he really just messed up his positioning.
Yeah.
Tilted. But that was just game number 1. Like we said, we didn't know how these players play in a TvT, and they're pretty evenly matched. At least I would say. Yeah,
definitely. There were definitely moments for either player where they definitely had an advantage. Like Sinner, like containing his opponent for so long as well. Yeah, it was great to see.
Yeah, it was a sick one, and we're gonna get into game number 2 on Ice and Chrome LE. This is the first semifinal here. The winner of this is gonna get a chance at the big first place prize.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for watching. I see the viewers coming in here and there, and this is gonna be a good one. Here we are, spawning in the top right hand corner. He is playing for Alpha X. He is a TerraN. He is blue, and most importantly, he is from Mexico. It is Sinner.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ice and Chrome LE, we have the Brazilian Zerg TerraN player representing Black Knight Esports. It is TerraN.
Oh, so I just tuned into Jim's and I see he has Bobla on his thing, so they're both streaming together, casting together on the same stream, but on each one YouTube, one Twitch.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's sick. I like that. Doesn't really interfere. They're both on different platforms. And it's cool that now Latin American players have that option. Do you want to watch on YouTube? Do you want to watch on Twitch? Pretty sick.
Yeah, definitely. There's plenty of streams going on. I believe there's 3 Spanish streams as well as the 1 Brazilian stream. Shout out to Cosmos. And yeah, we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, Cosmos putting in work for Brazil.
Yeah.
There's really like no casters out of Brazil. We're speaking Portuguese, at least in general.
Yeah, Cosmos, he's our boy. It's him and Kyobex, like they do the majority of it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The dynamic duo. I haven't tuned in because I don't understand what they say, and I'm usually casting simultaneously, but I'm sure they're great if you speak Portuguese.
There it is. Is it Portuguese, or is Brazilian a language, or is it just Portuguese?
No, it's just Portuguese, I believe.
Okay.
Unless I'm ignorant, but I'm pretty sure they just speak Portuguese over there.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. But if I'm wrong, I'm sure the chat will let me know.
I do know that they have like different. It is slightly different, but I don't know if the difference constitutes for a different language. Period. I don't.
Yeah. Language, that all stuff. One thing that is universal though is the dance of the Reapers in the TvT.
Yeah, this time TerraN is the one to delay the CC for Sinner.
Yeah, giving him a little taste of his own medicine. And I like to see this, the double Reaper and the Hellion, but instead, Sinner's going for the double Hellion. If Sinner can just hold on, he's going to lose this SCV, but that's actually buying him plenty of time.
Yeah,
if he can hold on for a couple seconds, get double Hellions out right now, he should be able to win this fight here.
Yeah, with 2 Hellions and a Reaper, there it goes. He is able to push this away. Is he going to get it?
He's going to get all of it. All of it. Good. Yeah, so this is actually a really good start here for Sinner this time. Really taking it to TerraN as TerraN is on the retreat with, I think he had 2 Hellions going back home as well.
Yeah. There's the Hellion and
Hellion Reaper.
Yeah, and oh my god, the CC isn't even done yet. So TerraN, he invested a lot in this early aggression. Kind of like what Sinner did, right? In game number 1, but this time he didn't get anywhere near as much damage as Sinner did.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, TerraN trying to switch roles and be the aggressor, but not really working out for him so far. So Sinner has a nice advantage, with the army. They are on equal workers, but Sinner did get his CC up and running a lot faster, so he has mules faster as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like this drop coming. 4 Hellions, that's pretty big.
Yeah, this is pretty huge. And what is there to stop this? The Raven isn't gonna be out in time. Like, everything is down at the natural.
And this is interesting. Oh my god, the Hellions are going in though. Are they gonna get the damage that he's looking for?
Yeah, we'll see. So far,
man,
how many workers?
Good splits. Wow, that was actually good. 5. Not too bad from Terrans on the defense.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good. Sinner, he was trying to pull the army apart. Like, his Reaper went into the natural first, and at the same time the Hellions went in, and yeah, 5 SCVs going down. It's not too bad for 4 Hellions and a Reaper.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and there's no Maturino Andy Man. But what up, Andy Man? Good to see you here. I was actually just talking to Disco Knackers, who's my co-caster back in the Proxy Tempest days.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's cool. The whole gang's showing up today.
Yeah. It's definitely cool to see everyone. I think Andy Man, I want to say he works with ES Champs nowadays? Question mark. I think I've seen him.
He didn't answer last time. I don't think he does. But he didn't say anything last time we asked.
Okay.
I haven't talked to him in a while, so I have no idea. I'm just spitballing here.
Let us know what you've been up to, Andy Man. It's been a while.
Everyone wants to know. The fans are waiting, but yeah, this is a whole lot of Vikings, and I feel like he's gonna go for like a Viking Doom drop where he just drops the Vikings on everything. I don't think I've ever seen this before.
This is weird. It's like Sinner saw how TerraN played last game. He's like, I like that. I'm a good mass Viking as well.
But I feel like he got more Vikings this time than TerraN did last time.
Yeah, and he's not stopping. Like he made a couple more and straight into liberators as well.
Interesting. No medevacs, no bio, not even any sort of add-ons to the bio. Or, I mean the barracks.
Yeah, and we do really have a role reversal here because TerraN, he's pushing out. He's the one with 3 ravens
He's got
instead.
3 ravens. Wow. 3 ravens. Is that a build these days?
I guess so, and he scans. I think he did just miss the army, so he doesn't know that TerraN is going all the way around.
And he doesn't know that he has mass Vikings either, I don't think so. This is going to be pretty interesting. He is getting his tanks into a position. He knows the army moved out and is on the way, I think. But there's army coming from the south, like the center of the map, and the north.
Yeah.
I guess they're just scouts, really, but he's getting interference matrix, the tanks, and... Oh, the Vikings. He doesn't have enough to one-shot these Ravens, though. Oof. That is a little unfortunate.
Yeah.
But he should be able to drop the Vikings now. Is he going to drop them? Oh, he's just using them as cannon fodder. Gets his own tank sieged up and holds the position. And now with the Liberator here, he should be able to do some damage and then even move up with the Vikings and possibly even drop the Vikings.
Yeah, he does force the tank to reposition. He does leapfrog his own. And yeah, with these Liberators, he holds.
Wow, Liberator Viking. All you need.
Yeah, it was looking a little bit dicey there for a moment, and there was definitely like an option there if Sinner wanted to just go in and land his Vikings, but instead he decides to save them all, you know, be a little bit conservative, and it paid off, right? He saved everything.
Yeah, that was actually super good, but where does he go from here? I don't know what his build is, plan is here, but I don't think he's going heavy bio. He is now transitioning. I guess he is going bio. He's going to get himself 3 more barracks. He's getting Blue Flame Hellion, but he's also getting like concussive shells he just got.
Yeah, so it does look like Sinner is going for mech. He does have three factories and he's getting Blue Flame. Meanwhile, TerraN, he's the one, as you were saying, is going for Buyer. There's a lot of Raxes here. He's working on his upgrades, so we're going to see a little bit of a clash of styles. Yeah,
and the armory's coming up, so what is that going to add? Is that for more upgrades? Is he going to throw in some Widow Mines? I doubt it. Widow Mines wouldn't work here, but maybe he gets them for defense. Maybe some Thors come out so we can keep back the Medevacs and Vikings. I would like to see Thors in here, but I don't know if it'd quite work.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, he can't go for Cyclones. That wouldn't work against tanks. We're the Liberators. I like the addition of the Hellions because they can go fast and get up under the tanks and turn into Hellbats as well.
Oh, God.
And also zone out for the Liberators. This is a really good composition here by Sinner.
Yeah, he just absolutely melted the tanks and they're a little bit left alone as well. He just completely annihilated that push, and yeah, now like he's getting more tanks, getting more Hellions as well. The Hellions are there to try and protect the tanks from the buyers so the Marines don't just dive on the tanks. And yeah, Sinner, he's looking pretty dominant this game.
Yeah, now that he takes out that little clump of army over there, TerraN has no idea if an attack is coming in that direction, so he's gonna rotate his army over there, and he's trying to catch the army, see if anything comes out. But honestly, behind this, TerraN doesn't have much to answer. He's got to transition into something else. He can't just keep going tank. He's getting 2 more starports, and I think he's gonna go into battle cruisers or just mass Viking. He's not even putting add-ons. He's going 2 Vikings at a time. Yeah, he's just trying to catch up with that air superiority that Sinner has. Like, Sinner himself has just so many Vikings, so many Liberators, and that's the problem, right? Like, to answer the Liberators, he needs his own Vikings. TerraN does, so yeah, and we'll see if he can get it out in time. We'll see how he can incorporate that. This army did get spotted by Sinner, though. I love this, though. I was hoping he'd do this, and Sinner's going for 3 Thors at a time. I love that, because now that TerraN is transitioning into Vikings, there's gonna be a whole bunch of Thors here to answer that. Oh my God, he's gonna siege up the Liberators right here. Yeah, he's got to pick the tanks up as soon as they unsiege. And I like that there's a lot of Marauders here, but there's no bio being produced by Sinner. And I think we're gonna see Sinner take this game, and we're gonna go into game number 3. My prediction: it could come down to one big doom drop, but I like it here. There's Thors, there's tanks, no bio whatsoever. Like the big thing with this mech army and the big weakness is that it is very immobile. It takes a long time to move around and siege and all that stuff. TerraN, surprisingly, there we go. I was about to say we need him to drop. This is the advantage of having a bio army. Get caught out. Is it? Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, it should, just due to the vision for each player, but that the fifth base now going up in the north for Sinner. That might be a dropping point here. He's going to put down another sensory tower there, and then he'll be able to see any medevac that comes around. And I think, when he's on 4 bases, Sinner that is, he can defend, with, like you said, his army's slow, so he can defend his 3rd and his 4th base, because they're all kind of relatively close. But now that he's going for a 5th base, oh my god, a big doom drop right in the middle. Now he's getting caught off guard. SCVs are pulled. They're all going to go down, and I don't even know if these tanks are going to hold.
Ooh, only 1 tank left. Maybe it's enough. Only 1 tank in order to survive. At the same time, Sinner, though, he's pushing on, and he's going to be canceling this 5th base.
Yeah, good defense. He saves his 4th and even accomplishes securing himself a 5th base as well. And like I was saying, Sinner was good at defending his 2 bases right there because they were pretty close. And I think he moved out due to the fact that now his bases are exposed. Now's the time he needs to pressure. Now's the time he needs to keep TerraN at home so he can continue to expand. But this army's kind of clunky, and he's looks like he's going home now.
Yeah,
I feel like he should have kept pushing.
Yeah, definitely, especially since Sinner is maxed out. Like he doesn't really need to pull back and like get his forces back under wraps. But yeah, he did get his 5th base. He does have that advantage over TerraN right now, and I would like to see Sinner do something with this massive army that he has.
Yeah, I would be super sick. I would love to see it. I love the Thor's edition. It's great. But I want to see him come into play here. Like, how many tanks does TerraN have? He has 6. Oh my god. Sinner has 18 tanks and TerraN has 7.
And I mean, we've gotten to the point where both players are maxed out, right? This is ideal. And like TerraN, he needs to do something with the mobility that he has. Like in a head-on engagement, he loses. He straight up loses in a head-on engagement. He has to try and dance around, try and strike like the north, strike the south. Multi-prong attacks. Yeah. But he's being very defensive.
Doom dropped again, and Sinner behind us is just expanding like a madman. He had 4 bases, secured himself a 5th, and now he's going for a 6th and a 7th base.
Jesus Christ. And here we go, Sinner, he's pushing out.
Oh my god. This is a good idea to double, triple expand here, I think. Oh my god, the Liberators need to siege up perfectly, and the Thor's got to be there to tank damage. He's really got to put the Thors kind of in front.
Yeah.
Push it back, and then also the Liberators can deal splash damage as well, so there's a lot of AoE here if these Vikings misstep.
I feel like a lot of this is going to come down to like the Thor positioning to protect the Liberators and the Vikings for TerraN, like trying to find a good angle to avoid the Thors and snipe all the Liberators.
Yeah. It's going to come down to one person getting a little too impatient. Mm-hmm. Like if these players were to play it out perfectly, to play a perfect game, they would just posture all day and never attack. You never want to attack. You always want them to attack into you.
Yeah, exactly.
And so ideally, these players should just never attack. Like the real way a TvT should be played is both players just never engage, and then hopefully like run bys with some Marines end up. But they are human, so eventually someone's gonna get too jumpy. They're gonna feel froggy, and they're gonna leap.
The problem is that there are no medevacs here, and as this has all been happening, it would have been great if TerraN sent a dropout, right?
This is also interesting because Sinner split his army up, and he's taking his army to the north and the south now. And TerraN just went to one area.
Oh, the Liberators.
But it was all Liberators here. There's no other army here. And now TerraN even in getting his own Liberators in here. And the Thors are caught out. They're not taking out the Vikings. The tanks are on siege. Liberators siege up for TerraN. I think TerraN's going to take it. Oh my god. Sinner just got a little too desperate there. Split up his army at the wrong time. I think he split it in the wrong way. He put no Vikings over there. Or I'm sorry, no Thors over there with the Liberators.
Yeah,
and now he's going to retreat.
Just like that, even though he had the bigger army, the stronger army, TerraN found an opportunity, found a really nice angle, and he just took it. He takes out the army, and now he's pushing across the map.
Yeah, and while both players are maxed out and Sinner did expand all over the map, he has enough money to pretty much remax again, but he is now going to be broke, and TerraN's bank is over 3,000 saved up. Minerals and gas combined. He's just saving up so much. And he'll be able to take this engagement, kill his base as well, and then continue to save up money, and if he loses anything, he can just reinforce with whatever type of army he wants.
Yeah, right now everyone's scanning, everyone trying to see how many bases everyone is on, and again, because of TvT, I feel like we're going to get to the point where Sinner, he's going to be able to defend like and remax as well. Like both players are getting up to 200 supply, and we're going to see how.
Coming out at a time. That's ridiculous.
Jesus Christ.
Those stores did nothing in that last fight.
Yeah, they were completely caught out by the buyer. They didn't do their job at all.
Yeah. Oh god, this is not a good positioning for Sinner. He's gonna have to attack in with all the Thors, and the Vikings land. They still get cleaned up pretty easily, but so do the Thors. But oh my god, this is a little bit of an overextension here, I think, from TerraN. But like I said, he can take these types of engagement favorably, and at the same time, how did that go down? Oh, there's tanks under that. There's tanks with that army. I didn't kill under the Liberators.
The Liberators just killed the Planetary.
Yeah. I was like, Liberators killed the Planetary? Like, where's the damage coming out here? This is magic.
And I love this. He's cutting off the army here with the tanks. Meanwhile, the Liberators are killing all the SCVs as well. TerraN is just outmaneuvering Sinner right now.
Yeah, he's just accomplishing so much, doing damage on all fronts of this map. And while it looked like Sinner, was finally getting a good engagement, finally getting back in the game, TerraN just plays some crazy move, and he goes for the attack in the north, wasting those 5 tanks, but then sieging up the Liberators, 2 tanks almost taking out that base, more Liberators in the 5th, and he just took out so much workers. And now we can see TerraN has 81 workers and Sinner has 63.
Yeah, he's struggling right now in the worker count. He's lost a lot to all the harassment, to the Liberators, to the tanks, and yes,
he's got a large army count though. He might be able to defend and get the worker count back up.
Yeah, like what it all comes down to, and what we've seen time and time again, it's just about the engagements. And right now, he loses a couple of Liberators, loses a couple of tanks as well. Like he just needs to get himself sorted. Sinner, come on, like you got the army.
It comes back down to what you said. He has the Thors, and the Thors are just tanky, and unless you get a really good positioning on Sinner, or on TerraN, like the Thors aren't really going to come into play for anything.
Yeah, exactly. And
now he scans, and he's like, "Oh, your Thors are over there. Well, it's going to take 30 seconds to walk back across the map, so I'll go over here."
Exactly.
I like this though. Auto turrets. That's a good way to combat this.
Yeah, the Thors, they've got a ways to trek, and they finally get over here. They're getting some decent shots off, so finally with this arc, Sinner is actually taking a good engagement.
Yeah, I'd like to see him add on some medevacs just to like pick up these Thors and drop them somewhere. I think a Thor drop would be good for Sinner here as well, like just 2 Thors into a main or something. Is he gonna go siege up? He's gonna siege up. He even brought SCVs to take a couple shots. So, he brought in, oh my god, the medevac almost got away. But now TerraN is on the run, as well as attacking down there in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, and doing a lot of damage here, maybe even taking this whole base out with very minimal.
Yeah.
Sinner, so TerraN's jumping into this, even dropping the Vikings down, and I think finally the Thors paid off.
I think so too. I think TerraN invested too much into those Vikings, because at the end there was just nothing for them to shoot, and you don't, like, even though you land them, you don't really want them against this kind of army, and Sinner is finally pushing through.
Yeah, and I think all these Thors finally are paying off. While TerraN is still doing damage to Sinner's economy, there's going to be no army here for TerraN, and Sinner can just slowly brute force his way through this with more of those tanky thick boys.
Yeah, exactly. The thick boys are finally coming to play. Oh my god, more bases under siege as well. He scans just to make sure that there's no base to the north as well. And TerraN, he's gonna try and hold on here. He does have a couple Liberators.
I think this should be the beginning of the end here.
Yeah, definitely. Like, again, he's trying to rebuild his army. Again, this biotank army, which isn't ideal in this situation. And we can see in the supplies, like, Sinner, he's just trading so well now. He managed to save his base as well.
Yeah, barely. God, it's on fire. Why don't they have a fire department for TerraNs?
Should that be a thing? Should there be a unit that like sprays water on burning buildings? Like
maybe the mule can like have a fire extinguisher added in. It heals buildings faster or stops them from burning slowly. That'd be a cool ability.
Yeah, and now again,
I think this is gonna be like the final big engagement here. they're both so expanded. They can just keep making unlimited SCVs, making 7 SCVs at a time. TerraN is so. This is a rough one. It's really a chess game here, and Sinner's just going to keep trying to do damage. TerraN's going to keep trying to do damage. And while we see a bunch of big things going on, they tend to even out after a while all the time.
Yeah, because they're so spread out, because Ice and Chrome is such a large map, and they keep rotating north and south, like they give each other time to remax. Like, and that's essentially what's happening right now. They're going to remax once again, and we could see this continue on for quite some time, as long as they have their sides of the map. Like, the map is essentially cut in half right now.
Yeah, it's cut down the middle pretty much. Yeah, completely cut down the middle. Other than TerraN is missing 1 base, but I think he already took that and lost it.
Yeah.
I don't even remember, yeah. And it's becoming like a Liberator harass game. It's really, oh, here comes a big engagement right in the center of the map. Just like Yin and Yang, they're going right into each other, swirling up, and both players siege up and retreat, and now they're just going to scan each other, and I think Sinner took a little bit of a worse position, so he's going to back up some.
Yeah, again, just looking for an angle to dive in. At the same time, we do finally have some drops.
Wow. That good old 22-minute drop timing, and now he's pushing up. Oh my god, he wasn't siege in time. The Marines are doing so much work. Hellions come in to save this. A couple Thors are left alive. Liberators are siege. Oh my gosh, Thors are so low on health. One of them goes down to the Liberators. 1 tank survives. The drop is doing tremendous amounts of damage, and I think we see Sinner falling apart now. It looks like TerraN's back in this, and he's now in the lead worker count wise, and I don't know what we're watching here.
In every single way. Oh god.
Oh my god. He doesn't think to go finish the game. Never mind, it's even worse.
Exactly. Like, what is it here? 2 tanks and a Thor? Like, there it is.
GG, well played. No way. TerraN takes game number 2, officially knocking out the only Mexican player left in the entire tournament. But that's unfortunate, man. I was hoping to see the Alpha X fellow Mexican player make it all the way through, but he was unable to. And good on TerraN. Now we know how their TvT goes.
Yeah, definitely. That was actually really close, and even though it was a 2-0, like, it was a pretty sick series. Especially that last game, Sinner, there were definitely plenty of opportunities, but because of how TvT plays out, it's so difficult to just keep pushing and end the game, because if you like beat 1 siege line, like the other opponent is macroing, right, and they're just gonna have another siege line behind that. So it's so difficult to just keep pushing without like a massive amount of momentum.
Killing a base is just, at that point in time where they had so many bases, you kill 1 base, that entire time you're killing that tanky base with all the upgrades. It's a planetary, it's getting repaired, and there's a siege line there. That whole time, the production line does not stop, and all that production is going just to the next base to form the new siege line. So you break 1 base, you gotta get another army and break another base. So really, that's what it came down to. Like, no one's gonna break each other, and I think that was the issue there for Sinner. Sinner wasn't finding the small harass. That's what it comes down to. Drops and auto turrets in the right place. And yeah, at the very end, that last engagement, there was a drop in the north. There was like Liberators going everywhere, and then the tanks got the better positioning and destroyed everything, and it just pulled Sinner's attention apart, and he couldn't do anything about it. It was unfortunate, but TerraN just outplayed. He's good on the TvT.
Yeah, like, that's, again, in TvT, it's all about positioning. It's all about finding that opportunity, and when you find it, you just go, like, straight away. You got to go in, you got to jump on top of unsieged tanks, you got to find these nice angles, and he was able to do so.
And Circler's like 2-0 question mark.
TerraN OP.